Today we have lots of awesome topics to discuss. We have Microsoft with a new gaming wireless headset. Games are now getting massive FPS upgrades due to backwards compatibility. Game developer voices his opinion on Game Pass, and more titles are actually coming to Game Pass this month. Let's get into it. Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and we're going to get straight into the topics here today. So first, we're going to talk about Microsoft's new gaming headset that was announced last Tuesday. I've already got my pre-order in here, and I'm just so excited for this because I was in the market for a new headset that I was going to buy very soon. So this just came out at the perfect time for me. But not only is this headset has some really cool features and some cool design qualities, it's just so much more advanced than some of the other things we're seeing from the competitor's side in terms of Sony's headset. And there's some really cool features and advantages that we can take advantage of here. One's, in my opinion, that fixes a lot of problems that we actually have with some of the Xbox software at the moment. So this awesome looking new headset is compatible with Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, all the versions of Xbox One, and also Windows 10 PCs. This is really great news. It seems they're trying to cover all platforms here, and it doesn't exclude the previous generation of consoles, which is really cool. So this actually does connect to Xbox consoles via Xbox's own wireless connectivity. So this actually shows up like the Xbox controller does, so it connects the same way, which is really cool. But this headset does feature Bluetooth as well. For some reason, they only decide to include Bluetooth 4.2. I'm assuming this is because they tried to keep the cost down for the headset, because it only costs $99 in the US, but you'll use the Bluetooth 4.2 to connect to stuff like PCs, providing you have a 4.2 Bluetooth enabled PC. So inside this headset, Microsoft has leveraged special sound processing hardware to offload work from the CPU and to improve audio quality using tech such as Windows Sonic, Dolby Atmos, and DTS Headphone X. You can actually adjust the sound settings through the equalizer settings though, and also adjust things like the mic auto mute function and the LED brightness on the mic as well, but we'll talk about that a bit later. Microsoft has said that they have put a lot of effort into making this a very comfortable headset. It features an adjustable headband with lightweight design, which is only 312 grams, and ultra soft large ear cups. So the controls and indicators mirror Xbox design with circular geometry. Much like the Surface headphones, these cups rotate and these adjust the audio volume. So the left one, for example, actually adjusts the party chat volume, and the right one adjusts the in-game volume, which is really cool because I hate having to go into the settings in the Xbox console to adjust my friend when he just joins the party. He's coming through too loud and stuff, and I can't hear the game anymore. So this just makes it so much easier with one move of your hand to twist the cup and just adjust all the volume settings. So with this headset, you will also receive 15 hours of battery life on a single charge, and if you are one of those people like myself who forgets to charge the headset sometimes, then you just plug this in for 30 minutes and you will actually get 4 hours worth of playtime. I don't know if you're going to be able to use this with the long USB-C cables to your headset at the same time as using them. I don't know. That would be really cool if you could kind of plug it in direct and use it at the same time, but we'll have to see when it comes out. But as I mentioned earlier, in the Xbox accessories app, you can tune additional settings on the headset and adjust the equalizer and bass boost in those settings, and also the light on the mic as mentioned previously. In terms of quality, obviously we will have to see when they do actually come out, but they do share some of the same size drivers that are in the Surface headphones. Don't know if they're the same drivers, but they're the same size at least, so this could be positive, but we'll have to wait and see until they launch. They're also supposed to have focused very heavily on the microphone quality, which is really good because some of those old Xbox mics have just been trash. Honestly, those old Xbox mics were just so bad, and I hope more people adopt these better headsets so we can actually get some online chats going that aren't just the worst quality. Right guys, so this next topic is a really big one. Like, this is absolutely insane. So last week on Wednesday, we had a big announcement from Xbox. So Xbox has actually announced the first 5 titles to take advantage of the boosted frame rates via software backwards compatibility mode. So this is just so insane. So guys, I've got some Digital Foundry footage in the background for all this so you can see the FPS count, so shout out to them for doing this. This is going to show all the frame rate differences, and what you're going to see on screen is exactly what you get in game. So the overall choice in these games was a little bit weird, but I guess they're showing a wide variety variety of games, from ones from quite a while ago all the way through to slightly more current ones. So to start off, we actually have Far Cry 4. So this game on Xbox One hardware would actually run at a locked 30 FPS, which wasn't too bad. But now we actually get this boosted to 60 FPS on the Series S and X. Unfortunately though, because the original game's resolution is capped at 1440 by 1080, which is a really weird resolution, so this is the max it actually hits now, which is a little bit of a shame, unfortunately, because the original games is just capped at that. That's what this has to do, which to be honest isn't all that bad, partly due to HRAA anti-aliasing, which is like an early version of what we know now as temporal super sampling. So in this first game, this is actually a pretty great update. I mean, going from 30 to 60 is fantastic. It's so much more playable and just a better experience overall. So onto the second game here, which is actually Watch Dogs 2. So in terms of FPS, it is the same. In this case, we have a boost from 30 FPS up to 60. Unfortunately though, this game is only capped at 900p on both the Series S and X, which is really disappointing, but at the same time, at least we are getting 60 FPS experience on both. Hopefully the resolution is something they can potentially upgrade in the future, but you got to remember, is the FPS is set at that previously, then it's not going to change at the moment. Sniper Elite 4 is a real game changer to the experience with this upgrade though. So as a combat shooter game, 60 FPS is so crucial. So on the old gen of consoles, this game ran at a native 1080p at 30 FPS, although one gen of consoles would actually drop below the target 30 FPS frame rate very often. So now we will see this game running at 1080p 60 on both the Series S and X. Now the Series S, there are occasional drops down to the mid 50s, like when we have the X-ray kills, but this isn't that bad at all. The Series X on the other hand is just brute forcing its way through to a solid 60 FPS the entire time. So this is really good news. This is also a Game Pass game as well, so this is one you can check out right now and it will have these features. The next game is EA's UFC 4, which on the Xbox One S ran at only 900p at 30 frames per second, which now on the Series S runs at a consistent 900p 60 FPS, which is great. Shame the resolution doesn't get bumped up, but as I said before, these have to stay. Now on the Xbox One X version that we used to have, we actually ran it at 1800p at 30 FPS, or the option of a 1080p version at 60 FPS. So now on the Series X, this actually translates over to 1800p at 60 FPS now. This is fantastic. This also does include the cutscenes as well, so you actually get a really good solid 1800p solid 60 experience on the Series X. Now this one is the most exciting one on the list, which is Super Lucky's Tale. This is targeting 4K 60 on the Xbox One X and 1080p 30 on the One S. This is now significantly bumped up to 1080p 120 frames per second on the Series S. Yeah, you heard me right, the Series S is doing 120 frames per second at 1080p on this game, but just wait, the Series X boosts this game all the way up to a 4K at 120 FPS. So this is insane that we're getting massively improved experiences on both these consoles here, actually a 4 times experience on the Series S. This is just brilliant work from Microsoft. Bear in mind, this is all done without Microsoft actually touching any of the game code at all. This all runs on the original code. This has just been done at a system level tweak by Microsoft. So this is just fantastic, guys. I hope we get so many more titles added to this experience over time. I know they're working at Fallout 4, which is brilliant, and yeah, just make sure you stay subscribed in the future to find out more information on this. So the next topic for today is regarding developer 4A Games, who shared more information about their next gen upgrade for Metro Exodus. On Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, the game will actually run a 4K 60 FPS, which is perfect, and on the Series S it will run at 1080p 60 FPS, which to be honest is really good. I'm really happy with that. On top of this, all 3 consoles, yes, that does include the Series S, will benefit from ray-traced global illumination and ray-traced emissive lighting, as well as the ability to change the FOV and obviously heavily reduced load times thanks to these ultra-fast SSDs on all of these consoles. There will also be some exclusive platform upgrades, like the Xbox benefiting from spatial audio and low controller latency enhancements, while the PS5 will utilize the DualSense haptic feedback. So this is just really great news all around, and I haven't actually yet played this game, but will definitely be getting my hands on this now as soon as the upgrade arrives later this year. So I am so excited, guys. This is a supposedly fantastic game, and finally we get to play it at 4K 60 on a console, or 1080p 60 if you're on Series S, which is still phenomenal, guys. I don't know why people were saying so much about the Xbox Series S being a weak console. This is a 1080p 60 FPS with ray tracing game that they're producing here. it's just fantastic news for all of us. So yeah, so this is from Sega here. So the Senior Vice President of Commercial Publishing, Anna Downing, spoke about the company's relationship with Xbox Game Pass, which has received titles such as 2 Point Hospital and the Yakuza franchise. This is what they had to say. We're really happy with the results and we hope Microsoft are too. Ultimately, they wanted quality titles and we wanted to take advantage of the great new opportunities. Downing also spoke about the success of 2 Point Hospital since joining Game Pass and said this: it helped propel the franchise to over 3 million players worldwide. That's a huge benefit of being on Game Pass. It strengthens the exposure you get to a huge first-party audience. That surge in engagement in turn helps to further establish your product in the marketplace. This is just great for us and it's great for customers who get to experience something they may not have engaged with outside of the Game Pass model. So guys, this is just so true and speaks the truth about the entirety of Game Pass. Like the amount of games now that I have tried just for the fact that they're on Game Pass and have really turned out to enjoy them is just insane. You get all these titles where you think, I'm not sure if I'll like that, but you just give it a download anyway because you're already paying for Game Pass, and in many cases you actually turn out to really like them, and then you have a new title that you think, I can't wait for the next one. It's just fantastic news here and so good to see that Game Pass is working out for the studios as well as us gamers and Microsoft as well for that matter. They even went on to say in the same interview that they may even potentially consider developing games for that description service specifically, which is just awesome. So this is huge. Microsoft really is wanting to become the Netflix of the gaming streaming world, and they really are heading in this direction, which is flipping fantastic. They need more and more exclusive titles on this service to bring more people across, and it's just gonna boom. This service is already doing so well, and I hope it keeps pushing the boundaries, and Microsoft, I'm sure, will do that, and I strongly believe they will. Speaking of more games coming to this service, we have some more Game Pass games that are arriving to the service this month, and I'm really excited for a few of these. So the first 3 will be out by the time you actually watch this video and by the time this video goes live. On February 18th on PC, we have Code Vein, which is really cool to see PC getting some support on Game Pass as well. Then the same day, February 18th as well, we have Pillars of Eternity 2, which will be coming to cloud and consoles. Then on to my birthday, February 23rd. Put that in your calendars, guys. We will be getting Killer Queen Black, which will be coming to consoles and cloud as well. Then the big one on this list that I'm most excited for, which is Dirt 5, will be coming to console, cloud, and PC on the 25th. I am so excited for this one because it's one that I didn't pick up at launch because I had Forza Horizon 4 with the upgrades to play, and I don't play many racing games as it is, but now it's on Game Pass, then I'm obviously going to check this out as it's part of my subscription. So we have Elite Dangerous on console on the same day and Super Hot Mind Control Delete on PC the same day as well, which is really, really cool. It's so cool to see bigger titles like Dirt 5 actually coming to Game Pass now just a short while after their release. Makes you wonder how many of these partnership games that Xbox, communicate with will just come to Game Pass after a few months of waiting. It's just really, really good, the support they're doing here. Not long ago, this game was a launch title and it was £60 here in the UK, and now we're going to get this for our $7.99 a month on Game Pass. How many titles will we actually ever have to pay full value for soon? On to the next story here today, guys, which is just a basic one. We have a few games that are receiving touch controls on Game Pass. Now, to some of you, this probably won't seem like anything important at all here, but I really have been in this situation where I've been out, I've had some free time, I've got an internet connection, but I don't have a controller, and I can just play a Game Pass game on the touch controls. So we're getting a few more added to touch support on February the 18th. We have Bridge Constructor Portal, Morked, Neoverse, Nowhere Prophet, Spiritfarer, The Little Acre, Ukulele, and The Impossible Lair. So these will all be added to games that we can now play wherever we are, providing we have an internet connection and our smartphones, and we can just play these with touch controls on the screen. Hopefully that makes some of you guys happy. It makes me happy that I can play some of these games during my lunch break at work without having to take my controller, which is cool. So on to the last little topic for today, we have a small bit of Stadia news, which is just odd and a little bit concerning. So the Stadia leadership team actually praised the development studios just a week before closing both of them, which is really odd. They did say that the major cause for the studios being made to close was, this global pandemic that's going on right now, but I'm not too sure about this, as plenty of other studios have managed to continue during this time. I have heard rumors though that when Microsoft bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion, this put Google off, as they didn't quite realize the amount of money that is involved in the gaming industry, and they probably thought, if this is how much we're gonna have to spend to get some of these big titles, then we're just not going to take part in this, which I kind of understand. I do get it. It's a very, very competitive market, and I fully understand why they wouldn't want to do that. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please do consider leaving a like and do consider subscribing as well if you have enjoyed this video. More to come twice a week, Mondays and Fridays, 6 p.m. UK time. Yeah, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your days, guys. Bye-bye for now.